So things to figure out. Okay. There should be an option for. This is live chat and all that. No, there should be an option for video. What is going on? Okay. Live stream. You see an option to adjust the video quality setting, which might include options for 1080p. Okay, where is that setting at? I don't see any settings. I don't see no settings. What are they talking about? I see chat, and that's it. Or until we figure this thing out. Camera, shared. I don't see nothing. All right, look, we're gonna figure it. We're just gonna go and run with it, and that's about it. Okay, and then I should be able to read the chat on this phone and listen to the chat on this phone. Let me see. Okay, and then that thing is delayed. Okay. Oh, that's how we do it. Oh, yeah, I was wondering I couldn't do it. Yeah, that thing is delayed. It's going, dang. Wait, hold up. Okay, it ain't that delayed. It ain't that delayed. Oh, it does allow 1080p to watch it. Okay. Let me see. Oh, so I'm watching it in 1080p. Let me see. Our screen recorded in 1080. Let me see. Streams are recorded in 1080p. Hopefully, because we finna figure this thing out, because this shit is crazy. Ain't nobody trying to watch no videos in no 720p. Are they tripping? Nobody trying to do that. Okay, so I can actually read the chat from this device and then go live on that device. It's better than going live on this damn computer. This is the old ass computer. Old as ancient. Okay, let's do this. Whew. This is how we starting off this spring. Until we figure out how to do this stuff. What we're going to be doing today, and the title of this entire stream, is Tameri is our country. That's our country. We've been taught that we came from Africa. These motherfuckers have lied. We ain't from no goddamn Africa. Ask anybody in your family member. Anybody in your family. Go ask your great uncle. And you would say, hey, great uncle. You might call him, or ask your granddaddy, because I know that's the same name we asked a lot of our grandfathers. We called him granddaddy. That's what I call mine. And I would ask him, granddaddy, did great grandmother, did she come from Africa? And he would look at me and he would say, Tasiim, where the hell is this coming from? And I said, nah, granddaddy, I learned this in school. I was just in my class and I was going back and forth with my teacher because she said that I came from Africa. He said, let me talk to your teacher. I said, well, you can't talk to her now. We ain't in school. He said, let me tell you something. Have I ever told you that we came from Africa? And I would say no. Well, the reason why I never told you, because we never came from Africa. Now I want you to go back to your teacher and tell her that she can kiss my ass. And that's what he said. Every single one of you motherfucking school teachers can kiss our ass with that African ass bullshit. We're not from Africa. And the way to explain it to you, the best way. Oh, we got Anunnaki up here. We got people up here. The best way to explain it that we don't come from Africa is to let you know the truth about our people. The United States, which is a name today, was not always called the United States. Prior to 200 years ago, our country was called Tameri. And Tameri meant the beloved land. And the best way to show it is right here. You see this? Did they say that black people couldn't read? They said all of the men are unintelligent. They said they're slow, idiots. They said that the black man is at the bottom of all the races. And we just thinking to ourselves, like, damn, I'm at the bottom. What's going on? We see, that's amazing. We y'all didn't got people up in here. What's going on? Like, how am I at the bottom? My mom used to tell me that my whole life. She said, Tasiim, do you know that the black man is at the lowest of the totem pole? I said, no, who told you that? She said, look at it. It's the reality. And as I thought about it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, how come the black man makes less than the black woman? I didn't just make this up. I have 50-year-old friends in their 50s. Their wives make more than them. Almost double. And this is just the average. Usually the men are working security jobs and that's it. That's all they're good for. That's how we're looked at. We're not hired for any intelligent position. We're not hired to read or to write anything. And a lot of them are sellouts or homosexuals. Those are the ones that get into positions. If you are an alpha male, they're not going to put you in a high position. But if you are a beta male who's kissing ass, who's a goddamn fag, they will put you in the highest position. They put you at the top. They're like, this one, bring them in. This motherfucker's gay. Bring him right in. We need this. We need him to brainwash all the children. We need him to turn his people gay. We need to decrease their numbers. And that's what they're all thinking. So if you're a masculine alpha male, they say, hell no, we can't put this motherfucker in a position because he's gonna turn all of the young men. They're gonna be straight as hell, straight. They're gonna be alpha. We don't want to display that image. So instead, we're gonna hire a fag. And that's what they do. So to go back into this, I'm going to show you this. The name of our country is called Tameri. And we've always lived here. They have created a story about African slave trades. And I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. And the way to counteract that is to create information that makes that information non-existent. Make that shit not exist anymore. And this is how we do it. You see this right here? You see this right here? You see this right here? What this shit say? Do this look like it say United States? Does it say United States? Hell no. What does this shit say? If you can use your two eyes, it says Tameri. It is spelled Tameri. Tameri. And that is the name of our country. That is the name that our ancestors named this country that has now been renamed to the United States. And it took someone like me, born in 2000, who was supposed to change it back to Tameri. That's my reason for being on this planet. I'm not here for nothing but to change our name back to what it is. And to send all the motherfuckers who do not come from here, to send them away. Including you dirty ass Mexicans and Native Americans. You motherfuckers cannot stay here. See, that's why I'm glad I'm on YouTube. That's true, because if I would have said that shit on TikTok, they're kicking my ass off. Ban him. Take his ass 30 days. He can't come back. 30 days. Give him a 30-day punishment. But on here, I have a little bit more leeway. So to prove what I'm saying to you all, I'm going to be reading a page from my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. Right here. A textbook for our children. This is the beginning of taking everything back. Because if you've ever heard the statement that they don't teach our true history in class. And if you've ever heard what's happening recently, they are actually taking the history books out of the class. And they say, we're all Americans, you guys. We don't need to go back and forth. We're all Americans. And if we're all Americans, then why the hell do I see little children who are black being killed by y'all? I don't see that happening to the whites. I ain't never seen a little ass Mexican get shot by no white person. It's only when it comes to my people, the Tamericans. It's only to the black people. Why is that? I thought we were the same race, right? That's what you taught me, right? You taught me that we're all humans with your lying ass. You taught us that, right? You motherfuckers are some piece of shit. You are some liars. We are not all the same race. But let me read this to you. You see this right here? From my textbook. This planet was stolen from black people. This says day 11. And this is the chapter, the section on Tameri. And I'm going to read it for you. Because they said that we couldn't read. It says that we live in a planet called Ki. And it says on planet Ki, the Anunnaki race, which is why my skin is brown, because I'm Anunnaki. The Anunnaki created many kingdoms. Each kingdom had its own culture, foods, music, and entertainment. And then it says the first kingdom we will now go over is the kingdom that I, Tasiim Diliza, the author, descend from. That kingdom is called the Kingdom of Tameri. That's the name of our kingdom. Like I said, we need to have our own books that teach us this. The Kingdom of Tameri. And it says, Tameri means the beloved land. That's what it means. The beloved land. And its citizens were known as Tamericans. Tamericans. That's their nationality. Tamericans. And I have a way that we're going to make us back into Tamericans. That is going to go completely against America, but it's what I have to do. We cannot live in fear anymore. We cannot fear the thought of dying. Because for some, that's a part of the journey. Not all of us are going to survive in order to take our land back. That's the reality. And we're going to take a lot of them out. A lot. I'm talking millions. Because this is our country and not theirs. It does not belong to the whites. It don't belong to the Mexicans. It don't belong to the Native Americans. It only belongs to the black people. That's it. Only us and no one else. So back in our textbook, it says this. All of your Tamericans, it says this. Tameri is known as the beloved land, and its citizens were known as Tamericans. All of the Tamericans were Anunnaki. That's our race, the Anunnaki race. And there was a war that happened inside of Tameri. This war was against the humans and the Pleiadians. When we're in class, I want us to read these textbooks together because this is how our people are going to learn. The way that we learned in school was, and this is how I learned in school. I had a class, and in this class we had a textbook. The textbook had pictures. And I remember my 6th grade teacher, her name was Miss Kimbrough. She said, I need somebody to volunteer to read. And I'm like, not me. I'm not raising my hand. And she said, Tasiim. Yeah, you. I need you to read. I said, why are you picking me? She said, that's because you're doing a lot of talking. And I want to prove something that you can read. So let me hear you read. I'm the teacher to do what I say. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I started reading. And I read the text. And everybody was listening. They're like, hold on, this man has the voice of an angel. What's going on? I thought that black boys couldn't read. I've been reading books since I was in the 5th grade. Of course you can read. They just lied to us. So back in our textbook, it says that there was a war against the humans and the Pleiadians. You are hearing things that you have never heard for the first time in your life. We have been taught our whole life that we are the human race. And I, Tasiim Diliza, am here to tell you that you are not the human race. You are the Anunnaki race. And the humans are anybody with peach skin complexions. If you got the pink peach skin, you're a human. If you have straight hair, then you are a human. My hair is not straight. My hair is in an afro. It's not straight. Your hair being in an afro makes you a Anunnaki. So that's the difference. If you die from the sun, then you are a human. And you are not an Anunnaki. And you're hearing this now. What the hell is a Pleiadian? Like, I've never heard that shit in my life. It's first time. What the hell is that? A Pleiadian is a being that has orange skin. And if you look up anybody with orange skin, it's not hard to find that you're going to see a man named Donald Trump with orange skin. And his wife, named Ivanka Trump, also has orange skin. And their children also have orange skin. Because they are the Pleiadian race. And this race comes from the Pleiades star system. Your entire life we were taught that we live in the Milky Way. So if Donald Trump comes from the Pleiades, then he's a motherfucking alien. He's not from the Milky Way. This motherfucker's an alien. I thought the aliens were gray. No. Aliens are anybody who's not from the Milky Way. Aliens are anybody without brown skin. Donald Trump is a motherfucking alien. Every single human, everybody, it's a Caucasian, Mexican, Asian, Chinese, Filipino, Cambodian. It does not matter. Your ass is an alien, and that's why the sun kills you. You motherfucking dirty ass alien. That's what you are. And you convince my people that we are all the same. And if we're the same, then why the hell do you eat deer guts? And octopus, and squid, and you motherfuckers eat raccoons. I ain't never seen no black person in my life eat a raccoon. I thought we the same species. We're not. The humans come from the Plutonian galaxy. They're not from the Milky Way. And the Pleiadians come from the Pleiades star system. And the Anunnaki, which is me, and every black person, we come from the Milky Way galaxy. That's why we're not aliens, and that's why you're a motherfucking alien. That's the difference. So this is why it's so important for us to have these classes and to read these books to our children, because once they know the truth, then we'll be able to guide them and direct them on the mission that they're supposed to do. And that mission is to take our planet back. That's our mission. Our mission is not to get rich and waste money on nonsense. Our mission is to get rich and build an empire and make it the richest empire on the motherfucking planet. That's our mission. Let me see. So, to finish the last parts of this section on Tameri, it says this. There was a war with us, Tamericans, against the Pleiadians and the humans. And it says, sadly, and here's the truth, sadly, we lost that war. We did. We lost the war. And because we lost the war, now our country is called the United States. Because we lost the war. And it says, after this war, our kingdom was overthrown and our king was killed. We had a king, and our king wore a crown. And when the war broke out, a lot of us, we had to leave our cities. And we had to go participate in the war. Now, what happened in this war? Was it fair? What happened? How did a war happen? How was there a war that broke out in Tameri? What the hell happened? The war happened because there was a betrayal. When we saw these humans and they were living in the caves, we allowed them to come into our territories. You might have heard the story of how there was white people taking over South Africa. Well, it was the same thing with white people taking over Tameri. And usually for us Anunnaki, the black people, we are accepting. We share our gifts and we share the things that we have with you because we know that there's plenty. So we didn't have any animosity. We said, look, we have abundance, so we're going to share it with some of these cavemen. We're going to teach them our ways. So we started teaching you humans. Many of you humans, you started studying under us. One of your greatest humans that you have taught us about is one of you humans called Socrates. But what they left out is Socrates learned from one of the Tamericans. And he was in our lectures, and he was taking notes on our stories. And he was writing textbooks like it was his own stories. And then he said, I'm going to teach the rest of the humans this. So by you studying under us, you started creating your own books, your own manuscripts, your own scrolls. And then we showed you humans how to establish your own country. Because we said, why not? We have abundance. So we did. This group of Tamericans, or this group of Anunnaki, were called the Iroquois. And they had their own sector. And they taught you how to create a constitution. They actually wrote it for you. And once they wrote it for you, you all said, thank you, Iroquois. We really appreciate you. And we want to throw you all a celebration party, a feast. And the Tamericans, we were like, okay, let's attend the feast. So it was me. I attended it. I attended the feast with my wife. And a few of our other kings, we attended this feast with our wives. And we went to the feast, the festival. And there was a banquet hall. And we sat down at the table, because we accepted your invitation. You all sent letters to all of us. We received it. And we said, look, we're going to become welcome guests. We're going to show up. So I'm sitting at the table. And I have 6 other of my Tamericans, 6 other of them and their wives, just sitting there at the table, and we expect the food to be ready. Because that's what should happen. We come to the banquet, the food should be ready. But it wasn't. The food was not ready at all. And I'm over here a little bit agitated. I'm like, look, 20 minutes have went by. I've been waiting at the banquet hall. They already promised me the food would be ready, and it's not. And my wife, she's like, look, Tasiim, just sit down, we're guests. And I said, okay, you are my love, and I will listen to you. So I sat down. And then 30 minutes goes by. And I'm standing up. I'm like, look, can I go up in there and ask him what the hell is wrong with the food? Like, it's still not ready? I've been waiting for 30 minutes. And my wife said, Tasiim, just go in the corner, go to the bathroom or something. Look, it's going to be ready soon. So I went to the bathroom. I took a long time in there, washed my hands, paper towels, everything. Came back out. And another 10 minutes goes by. So now 40 minutes goes by. And we're still waiting. And I'm mad. I'm like, it does not take 40 minutes. You already promised me the food was going to be ready. Why is it taking so long? All I hear is pots banging inside the kitchen. And I wanted to go in there, but my wife, she told me don't do it. We are their respected guests. So I said, okay, baby. And then 50 minutes goes by. And I'm banging my head on the table. The food is not ready. What's going on? And a few of the humans came out. They said, Tasiim, King Tasiim, just calm down. It's going to be ready. Just calm down. We're about to bring it out. And I said, okay, you better bring the goddamn food out. I've been waiting in this bitch for a goddamn hour and the food's still not ready. Ain't no goddamn way it should be taking this damn long. So the humans went back into the kitchen. And then 60 minutes goes by. And all I hear is a gunshot. Clow. And I'm like, what the hell? How is there a gunshot? I thought we were supposed to be waiting on a feast. And I look to the right and I see one of my Tamericans. And he got a shot through his head. And this was all in a few seconds. And all I hear is bullets shooting through the walls. This is all I hear. And I'm trying to get down. But I got hit. And I see my wife. She couldn't react in time and she got shot. And now she's dead. And I'm freaking out. I got shot. I see the rest of my Anunnaki, they're all dead, and I'm the last one alive. And I'm thinking to my whole self, was this a setup? I thought we were supposed to come for a feast. It was a setup. Because the last thing I see is I see a human walking up to me with his gun. And he said, we're going to take over their kingdom. We're going to take over Tameri. And we're going to rename it in the name of our children. And they shot me. Cloud. Lights out. And if you're wondering, how come I can remember this story? That is because your black race is immortal. For the ones who die, we always return. And we can never die because we are immortal. Every being that has a soul is immortal. So just with me, and the same with all of us, we have incarnated back for another lifetime. In this lifetime, we're not going to let that shit slide. It's time to get revenge. That's what time it is. Revenge. The only way to get to ultimate happiness, you got to start off low. We're at the bottom. Our people are feeling depressed. You cannot go from depressed to complete bliss. That shit is delusional. You have to make baby steps. So you go from depressed to revenge. That's a lot better than feeling depressed. And that's the goal, and that should be the goal. And I would direct my people. That'll be the goal of most of my people. Revenge. You took over my goddamn country and you renamed it to the United States. And you thought that that shit was a game. You thought that this shit, it was going to last forever. And I had to come back on your ass and rename it back to Tameri. That's my job. And there's nothing that you could do to stop me. It was a good run that you had. Hey, but King Tasiim is back. And I'm back on that ass. So get ready. So to finish off this section, they killed our king. Yes, they did. They killed our king. And then it says, then Tameri was renamed to the United States of America. And then it says, today we Tamericans must finish the war. And we must take Tameri back. That is our job, our responsibility, our duty. We are not African slaves. You motherfuckers created that story after you killed the kings. Because once they killed the kings, they took power. That's what happens. They got rid of the head of the power. All right, now they're going to take power. That's what they did. And I'm here to let you know, in every single one of our sections, we have multiple choice questions. Every single one. So we have multiple choice questions here. Because that's what makes it simple for the children. You're learning through a method called spaced repetition. And that means that you might read something, but you're going to hear it again in a different unit of time. A different interval. And that's how it's going to stick. A different unit of time. So we're just going to go over the questions. Just real quick. The questions. In question number 1, it says this. Which kingdom does the author, Tasiim Diliza, descend from? Is it A, the kingdom of Congo? That's an actual real kingdom. I was really going through the maps as I was writing this book. I'm going through all the ancient maps. And I spotted the kingdom of Congo. I'm like, damn, hold up. Why is it called the Republic? It's called the kingdom of Congo. It's a question B. The kingdom... Does the author, Tasiim Diliza, come from the kingdom of Tameri? Is it C? Does he come from the United Kingdom? Or is it D? Does he come from the United States? And it's not hard. The answer is B. The kingdom of Tameri. That's where all of your black Americans descend from. And we are the Tamerican people. And I will be renaming it back. Question number 2. What were the citizens of Tameri called or known as? What were they called? Is it A, the Black Americans? Is it B, the Sumerians? Is it C, the Tamericans? That's right here. Is it C, the Tamericans, right here? Is it C, the Tamericans? Or is it D, the blacks? And the answer is C, the Tamericans. That's where we descend from. Question number 3. The last question on this page. Hey, we got the Anunnaki up here. Question number 3. What was Tameri renamed to after the war? What was it renamed to? What did they rename Tameri to? What's the name of it today? What's the name? Is it A, Tameri was renamed to Indian Territory? Is it B, Tameri was renamed to Mauritania? Is it C, Tameri was renamed to Morocco? Or is it D, Tameri was renamed to the United States of America? And you know the answer. The answer is D. Tameri was renamed to the United States of America. And it's up to us to change it back. For my people, I want you to get this textbook and I want you to teach it to your children. It is very important that you teach it to the ones who come after you, because we need to know the truth of our people and our race. I'm pretty sure that every single one of you is tired of being called or looked at as an African slave. And I know because I'm tired. My whole life, I was 9 years old. And there was a Mexican who said, he looked at me, he was 10 years old in the 5th grade, I'm in the 4th grade, and I went to all Mexican school for 4 months. And he said, hey. He said, yeah, you. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, that's why your family are slaves from Africa. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what do you mean, a slave from Africa? And there were 2 Mexicans next to me, and they were in my class, and they said, Tasiim, did you hear that? I said, no, I didn't hear it. He said that your family are slaves from Africa. And I'm like, what is that? I've never heard that. So I went home and I asked my mom, and I'm like, Mommy, I was called a slave from Africa at school. And I don't even remember what she said at the time. But isn't that devastating that your son goes to school and every person looks at him as an African slave? Do you want your children to go through that? Do you really want every single one of your children to go through this goddamn racism of being called an African slave? Do you want them to experience that? Or to live that? And to be depressed? Do you want that for your sons or your daughters? If you want something to change, then I need you to get this textbook, because we're going to learn our true history. And with every single cell from this book, I have 2 things that I'm going to be doing. Number 1, I'm going to establish our nationality by creating, and you might like this, I'm going to be creating Tameri identification cards and passports. You're going to open up your passport, just like, let me show you. The United States passport, you're going to have a passport booklet that says, it's not going to say the United States of America. It's going to say the Kingdom of Tameri. And it'll have its colors. You open it, it'll be a little booklet. And every single black country is going to grant you permissions to go visit their countries. You're going to be known all throughout the world as a Tamerican. And your sons and daughters will know their true history. We will have new classes and new schools that are going to teach this lesson, and this is going to be the requirement inside of our schools. And these schools will be named after our wonderful people. It will not be named after no Malcolm X. I'm going to be honest with you. I love him, but he's only an activist. Many of you are like, what do you mean it's not going to be named after Malcolm X? It's going to be named after somebody even greater. And that somebody is in our book. And his name is King Henry the I. And if you could see, you could look at him. And you can see he's black. He's an actual king that none of us were ever taught about. Because the only thing that we were taught about is that we are activists. And that's it. An activist. The fuck is that? I'm trying to do some greater shit than that. An activist? That's what you sub me up to? A goddamn activist? That's it? King Henry is one of our own people, and he's a king. He's not a motherfucking activist. And we didn't just have a king, but we had an empress. And she's in his book as well, and her name, right here. Her name is Empress Adelina Levesque, from the Empire of Haiti, which is right here. That's how great we are. So I'm here to tell my people, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for all of the support on these videos. I'm not going to stop because I have a mission to take our country back. And it's the price I have to pay. I'm willing to risk my life for this because I have to do this. No one else is willing to do it. And I don't think that anybody else can do it. They cannot kill me because if they kill me, I just come back alive in a new body, new lifetime. 20 years later, my ass is going to be right back on your ass to take back Tameri. So you can try your goddamn hardest. But I have my ancestors protecting me. So I want to say thank you all. And if you have watched this, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I want you to get your copy of our book on our website called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. Get your copy. It is $30 in the physical version. You're going to receive a physical textbook. You're going to be receiving Scantrons for your tests. And if you cannot afford $30, then you can get it for the digital version at $9 on my website, thisplanetwasstolen.com. Get our textbook. It's time to teach our children. And I know you are goddamn tired of being called an African slave. I know you're tired of that. I'm very tired of that. So get our textbook. I appreciate you all. And we're going to end the stream for now. Goodbye, my people. Goodbye, my Tamericans. Thank you for watching. Peace. In the stream.